Hi, everyone. I know this is kind of a weird format change for me, but I wanted to make a video that allowed me to kind of ramble and speak more off the cuff than I normally would in like a tweet or whatever. I just wanted to touch on a little bit like where I'm at art-wise and what plans are and what I'd like to fix and do differently in like the near future or even the far future. So the first thing I want to talk about is overworking. I have been working a lot lately. I haven't been entirely happy, usually not very, with the work that I am producing, which can be kind of stressful for me. Because I put, even though it might not show, I put all of myself into my work. Basically from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. My mind is generally pretty focused on work. So I try my best to produce stuff frequently and still try and give myself time and room to experiment on things and try new things, even though that's also something that I need to get better at, is experimentation. I've just been working a lot, and it's putting a lot of stress on me and my ability to feel like I can try new things, you know, and my want to work is quickly depleting when I feel like that's all I'm doing all day long. It just gets very exhausting. Which brings me sort of indirectly to my next point, Patreon. First of all, to anybody that is a supporter of me, thank you very, very much, sincerely. It really does mean the world to me. If I told, 5-year-old me or something that people would eventually care at all about the shitty doodles I was doing in the margins of like math tests and stuff, I don't think I would have believed me at all. But I do want to eventually expand where I'm going with Patreon or what I'm doing with Patreon. That includes things like maybe not necessarily more tiers, but definitely more varied tiers. Like even if I only have a few, I want there to be more options and I want you guys to get more out of them. Because I know my Patreon, especially compared to most, is pretty bare bones. And part of that's by choice and part of that's a hindrance brought on by my energy and my workload and a lot of emotional issues that I deal with on a daily basis, which I'm trying to get worked out. That's a big sticking point as far as my ability to work and how frequently and how things turn out for me. That depends a lot on where I'm at emotionally and even physically in a lot of cases. But I'd like to expand and vary up what I offer. As far as prints go, I'd still like to do prints. I'd like to create more pieces that are for print specifically than just repurposing old art. Like art that I posted like earlier in the month or in the week or whatever. Which is generally what I do. Sometimes I have a plan for a specific print that I want to make, but a lot of times it is just art that I've already done. But I'd like to get into more producing pieces specifically intended to be prints and nothing else. I think that would add a little bit more uniqueness and value to the prints that they become. As far as my style choices go, I've been experimenting a lot lately with like different pens, different colors, different shading methods. I'm trying to improve my anatomy. It's not going very well. I want to kind of simplify things a little bit, get things a little bit more rounded, a little bit more cutesy. Not as many hard corners, not as many sharp lines. Just kind of round things out a bit, soften things up, try and pick better colors, try and experiment more with lighting, because I did for a while and then just kind of dropped it because things came up and I just lost the energy that it took to really invest myself in experimentation. But at the end of the day, I just want to be not even satisfied, because I don't want to come across as like stagnating or like complacent with where I'm at, because I am always trying to improve, always, even if you don't see it. I post, even if I post like 4 things a week, you're not seeing all the the sketches that I do and the like line art tests and pen tests and color tests and stuff that I'm just experimenting with on a day-to-day basis, just trying to find something that feels right. At the end of the day, I just want to be happy with not necessarily where I'm at, but where I'm going. I want to feel like I'm moving in the right direction, learning the right things, and benefiting from experimenting. And benefiting from the work that I'm putting in. Because right now I'm doing a lot of work, but I'm almost never satisfied with it. I don't really feel accomplished with what I'm doing. You know, I'll spend 2, 3, 4, even 5 hours on a piece while I'm invested in the moment. As soon as that thing's exported, I feel terrible about it. And oftentimes I'll even regret working on the whole thing to begin with. I'll regret having started it. Which is not conducive to a positive outlook, both on progress and on your own work. So I'd like to get to a better place, both emotionally, physically, artistically. I said both and listed 3 things. Whatever. You guys are important to me, extremely. That's kind of an understatement, but I want me to be important to me too, which is not something that comes easily to me. So I hope you all kind of just are able to bear with me as I work through things and try and improve things for both you and me and my working situation, while not just leaving you guys by the wayside, because I want you to understand I am always doing my best, even if my best isn't comparable to some other people's bests, to produce content that you enjoy and that I can hopefully enjoy making. Yeah, I guess that's more or less the gist. I'll probably be working on more of my own stuff in the future, like the nearest future. I tend to get really stressed about commissions. I tend to hyper-focus and basically just burn myself out quickly, trying to make sure everybody's pleased and get things done in a timely manner. It drives me nuts if a commission takes more than 2 days, because I feel like that's way too long to wait for me. So I just want you guys to know what's going on, how I'm doing with progress, stuff internal that I don't necessarily always talk about publicly. And I want to thank you for your support of me, whether it's just saying nice things about the work, liking the work, retweeting the work, reposting the work, whatever, supporting me on Patreon. It really does mean a ton to me. I'm really bad at appreciation and I'm really bad at emoting, but I just want you to know it is important and it is appreciated. And if it weren't for you guys, I can almost promise I would not be doing this anymore. Thank you guys for your time, and have a good, well, it's 5 a.m. here. Have a good whatever time it is where you are. Thank you.